Nice hat.
Thanks. I love this thing. It's a ode to Trevor Moore.
Ah, that's sweet.
Tip of the hat to the man who died.
Tip of the hat too. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I like
think
that.
he died with this stupid fucking hat. He didn't have the same hat. His was more like cowboy style, like this. Um,
Yeah,
but they literally don't make those anymore. Um,
it don't make.
Not that exact one. I had to contact. It's a whole like thing, dude. I had to like contact the manufacturer to find who made them, and um, it took me like a year and a half to find this one. So, and I
Okay.
got it, and I just got it. So I'm like fucking stoked.
You contacted a manufacturer to get this hat.
Yeah, they're called swim outlet, swim outlet.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm gonna believe that.
they supply they supply
Demand.
like they were selling these hats. So like Trevor bought this hat. I'm pretty sure, like based on my research, I'm like 95% sure he bought it at a Ralph's, which is
Okay.
which is I think like a grocery store out in West Coast California where he lived.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure Ralph's, again, based on the hours of research I put on this, like literally, they're owned by Kroger. Kroger owns Ralph's. They're all the same, people or whatever. So I could find that hat in their inventory. I went to the Ralph's website. I went to the Kroger website. They both had it, but it was a discontinued item. So I had to contact. I contacted both Ralph's and Kroger actually, and they didn't. They couldn't really help me much. Other than they just basically told me to like email their management or whatever. But one way or another, I found out who the supplier was. Maybe they're not the manufacturer, but they're the ones that they have like a catalog. They're called Swim Outlet, and they do like bathing suits and like goofy shit like that. And they had it in their catalog from, I mean, gosh, it must have been like 2.5 years ago or so. But
That is so real.
it's still there. You can still see it in their catalog. It still has like the SKU number or whatever the fuck it is. But it's a discontinued product. They don't make it anymore. And I emailed them being like, if y'all got any extras or backhand or anything, like let me know. I really really want them. The other thing about this place is based on my research over the last year and a half, as of about 6 months ago is when I really deep dived into this thing.
Uh
Um,
huh.
they were wholesale only. So even if they did have the hat, I would have had to have bought like I think like 15 or 20 of them to get it. But
Right.
I only bought 3 of these. Not because it was wholesale. It was not wholesale. I bought 3 because I wanted 3. They were such a pain in the ass to get. I figure I'm probably gonna lose or destroy one, and then the third one I'll probably give to somebody. Was my thinking.
Yeah, you should start watching One Piece.
Start watching what?
One Piece.
Oh, One Piece,
Yeah,
dude.
you gotta start watching.
The last interview I did with I haven't uploaded it yet with Jack Reeder. He's a voice actor who voiced on One Piece.
What version?
English dub. He's an English speaking guy. You're
I
like,
don't care about.
yeah, you only.
I mean, that sounds super interesting, and I'll definitely watch it. And now I'm intrigued, and maybe I'll marry him. But yeah,
Yeah, I think he played
I'm,
Cider.
I'm not impressed with that.
Do you know who Cider is in that show? Or Cinder?
Yeah,
Cider? Cinder?
I,
Okay, Carrie. Dude, so if you were to give yourself.
there's 1,000 characters in One Piece.
All right.
The the English dub is like it's kind of considered second class.
I'll be sure to tell Jack that. I'll forward that on to him. He's gonna watch this and be like, just like really feel elevated. He's really
This bitch,
get that.
this bitch.
Yeah.
No, I think One Piece deserves Pulitzer. It's like the best art of our time, and it's the most meaningful art I've ever experienced. And so listen to it in English. I would have to start it from the beginning in English to appreciate the acting and to really fall in love with those characters again.
So you're saying that I should start watching this in English right away?
That's what I said. That's exactly what I said.
Carrie,
if
Carrie,
you watch it, watch it in any form.
I'm gonna watch.
I have ruined a couple relationships by insisting they watch it in Japanese.
Right.
And that was shitty of me. And I apologize to all those men.
Well,
all 50 of them.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm definitely gonna watch it in English. I was like kidding before, but I totally am. But we've had this conversation before. I'm lazy. I don't want to read. I work a lot. I don't have time to read. Like I'm just not. I can't. I need someone. I need to speak to me because like I just can't.
I'm sorry about your laziness.
Well, that and now I know a guy who was in the English version, so now like I really want to watch it because it's like
mad respect, but you have to acknowledge that the art was drawn to match up with the Japanese, so you're missing a translation.
I'm cool with that.
You know.
Yeah.
Cool with that. That's fine.
Carrie, if you were in my position and you had to give you an introduction, because I struggle with this. I was like, how do I introduce Carrie Knight to the world? So if you were me, basically I'm asking you to do my job for me. What would you say, like pretend I'm you and introduce me as if I am you, Carrie Knight?
I would relieve myself of the burden. And I would say that to encapsulate a person in just a few sentences cannot be done.
Excellent.
This woman is an enigma wrapped up in a mystery, summarized in a breath that'll get knocked out of you.
Okay, everybody. So we have Carrie Knight, poet, songwriter,
some days,
all around groovy person. You're an artist. You're a writer. You do it all, really.
I try. I have a lot of interests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your main interest right now in life?
Healing and
so like self-care type stuff.
Self-care is kind of like seems cheesy, but yeah. Learning to every day be stronger than the day before, I guess, which sounds cheesy still.
No, that's really great philosophy.
Getting that bag, really into money.
Oh,
trying to buy a house.
Oh, word.
On my own. Yeah, which is really cool. Trying to. I'm really just chasing that joy. I'm on the joy bus, honestly.
Have you looked at any houses? I
have not physically looked. I'm looking at my finances. That's where I'm looking.
You're like preparing for that.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
Yeah, it's not happening until March, so time marches on. I probably won't really start looking until January.
Carrie, you have like a really interesting family lineage. Tell me about your grandparents.
I have so many. I come from four very cool grandparents and sets of great grandparents. So
you want to start with great grandparents?
Yeah, my great grandparents are really cool too. So I do feel like I come from a great line of great people.
You do?
Yeah. So my great grandparents came from farmers and they became doctors and teachers and pilots. My great grandparents were pilots.
That's like back when planes were being invented.
Yeah. It is freaking phenomenal people. Um, some of the first mental health doctors, cancer doctors. Just if you could do it, they did it. Um, like my great grandmother was the oldest of 13 children, and she like walked off of a farm and went down to Charleston and became a nurse and married a doctor and became hella rich. Um, lived to be 106. Like,
Oh my
just
gosh.
a bad bitch, you know, just amazing. Um, and she's the one that I look the most alike. So that's like an honor
So you're
and a
probably gonna make
privilege.
it to like 120, 140, something like that.
It could be. I mean, I take too much Benadryl, so
Oh, I
the
think that's
dementia.
what killed that Smash Mouth singer.
No way! It was the Benadryl.
Well,
I'm really
it was
off.
acute liver failure, and I looked up what that is. Do you know anything about acute liver failure?
No, I don't want it.
It's dude,
That's
it's
what I want.
hardcore. Like I don't think it's just like liver disease. I think it's like something that can come on in like days or like a week or whatever and just like kill you. And based on my research, if you have like hepatitis, I think that can fuck with it. Like you're at risk
Yeah.
for acute liver failure. But it also said like acetophen or whatever's in like Tylenol or the uh, whatever the acid to I don't know the drug name, but um, basically I feel like yeah, too much like Benadryl or Tylenol and all that shit. Like if you just eat it like all the time,
You can't do it. It's terrible. I'm trying to like kick everything. Trying that's part of the healing thing is like realizing that all that stuff is a want and not a need. Um,
it's just scary that this dude just like dropped dead. I mean, I'm sure he lived like a crazy lifestyle. I mean, I don't know.
sure.
I don't want to speculate about his lifestyle, but I mean, I don't know. He was the lead singer of Smash Mouth. They said that he liked to party. I mean, it was probably more than just taking Tylenol. I don't know, but like, what's just crazy to me is that this guy just like died in like a couple days, basically. Like he's like, oh, liver failed, dead, you're gone. Like that's it. It's wild.
Hope that was a mad DMT trip. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, dude, he probably did.
Yeah,
He probably like his like all of his like hits like flash before his eyes. He's like all star and like all that shit, all the best times.
I I hope so. I don't know. It seems awfully young. It's just like 14 years for me, 54.
Yeah, yeah, it's wild.
I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to go out like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
But if I do, I do. There's nothing
yeah,
you can do to control it,
yeah,
right? I mean,
might not be
for you,
up to you. Might not be your choice.
yeah. Well,
So your great grandparents they came off the farm. They were sailors and they were in the army and they no I'm just fucking with you. No, they were doctors and pilots and did all sorts of cool shit.
yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And
is that
my,
your great
huh?
grandparents? What about your great grandparents on the other side of your family? Do you know them?
Um, one was a Quaker, female Quaker minister who wrote a book in the 1800s.
Nice.
Um, yeah, she was great. And then husband and wife school teacher that opened several schools and then moved down to Florida. And that's the one that was an aerial pilot at some point. And they accumulated some wealth. And then they had my grandfather, who ultimately oversaw Air Force One for the Pentagon at the end of his career. Like,
Wait, so
just did such
he
incredible
oversaw
things.
like he like flew on the plane?
Literally thought Nixon was innocent because he didn't know anything about his plane. So, like, how could he know anything about Watergate? Like, made sense to him.
Solid sound logic. I'm with your grandpa on that one.
I just Like, of course he doesn't know what's going on. Um, and he is really where I got my interest in government policy. I'm like, things need to be changed around here. Oh, he was the best. He was the best.
That's a great segue into like what have you done as far as like government policy? Like what kind of policies have you implemented? What kind of change do you think you've made on like government programs and just the community?
Oh, I don't think I've changed anything. I don't think. I don't know. I mean, I think the change that you make is like, um, is all very butterfly
I thought
effect,
you
you
were
know.
writing. I thought you were writing policy for Buncombe County at one point, right?
I was, but then the housing market crashed and domestic violence continued, and all kinds of things have happened that I had no control over. It's not. You can keep doing. You just keep trying different things to see what works, but I mean, I've done a lot of things that I thought were going to pan out to be really great, wonderful things. Doesn't mean really great, wonderful things have happened. You know,
Yeah,
you know,
I feel like that's a lot of things in life.
yeah. It doesn't mean I stop trying. It doesn't mean I don't go to work every day and do my best. It just means that a lot of it's for naught sometimes.
Carrie, what were you like as a kid?
How old?
I don't know, like 6 to 12, like a child. Like what were you like? Were you outgoing?
It's different from 12. Um, when I was 6, I was a little ballerina who could do no wrong. And when I was 12, I was being shoved in the back of a pickup truck and drove down a highway against my will.
Why?
So, one divorce and one step parent later changes everything.
Reckon so.
Reckon so. I think because I didn't want to eat a cheeseburger.
So, like, do you think you had a good childhood or like,
I think my story makes me the perfect me. And I'm very cool with who I am.
nice?
Yeah.
I mean,
Never.
everyone's
I
story.
can't change anything.
You wouldn't change anything else, he said?
I can't change anything anyway. So.
You once told me about a time where you lived in a trailer, like by like a lake or a pond or something.
2009.
2009, and I think there was like a lot of drinking in this time period.
Yeah.
And can you tell me about this? Because it's been a long time since you've told me about it.
Yeah, I had.
Like how did you end up in this place at this trailer, and what was that time like to you?
I was 26, and probably like the most freeing time of my life. It's just gonna sound so twisted. I just finished my master's degree, and I think for whatever reason, I realized at that moment I was intelligent. Like I could do the things I wanted to do in my life. And so I was like, what do I really want to do then? It's like, it's the reverse thinking that anyone should have because I'm not linear at all. So I was like, well, if I'm capable of doing anything I really want to do, obviously I want to be a rock star. So
Duh.
I decided this at like in December of like I decided at the wrong time. This is after I write the City of Nashville Affordable Housing Plan, and I should be looking for jobs, but there are no jobs available because the housing market has crashed. And I've decided if I'm going to do policy, I'm only going to do affordable housing policy. And it's messed up, man. It's not right. And
so you like retreated to this place.
well, first I decide I want to join this band. And this isn't any old band. This is my brother's band. And the guy I've decided is the love of my life is also in this band.
What's the name of the band?
It's called the Weaver Villains.
The Weaver Villains.
And my best girlfriend's in the band.
And you guys, I'm assuming this band was out of the town Weaverville?
Yeah. And they're hot. They're very hot at the time.
The Weaver
Very,
Villains.
very cool. Huh? Yeah, the Weaver Villains.
And you wanted to join the band in what capacity?
I wanted to be at least the lead singer of the band. You know, at the very minimum. You know?
So did you audition?
No. I guess I thought in my neurodivergent brain, I suppose I thought that they would come to me, you know?
Obviously.
But that's not, obviously.
I mean, why wouldn't they?
Why wouldn't they? I'm such a good singer. They've never heard me sing. Most of them haven't. And I go to all their shows anyway. And when I go to their shows, I spend at least $100. And I love them all and they love me. And I'm so supportive and fun and cool. And I never make an ass out of myself. And, well, you know how cool I can be sometimes.
Pretty much all the time, yeah.
So, and I'm not a basket case at all in this era of my life. You know, like everything's groovy. I'm not abusing drugs or alcohol ever. You know, things are so cool. And I'm being so cool. And I'm constantly doing what I'm supposed to be doing and applying for jobs and everything's going really well for me. So, yeah, I pour my heart and soul into that, and I learned to play guitar in like 3 months. And you know how good I am at guitar now. So obviously I was ready to go.
Yeah, dude. 3 months. That's all you need. Dude, you know Karangbin, that band?
What is it?
Karangbin. They're like a funky, like kind of jam band. Karangbin.
No.
Oh, shit. I was gonna say their bass player, she's this chick where like the guitar player was like teaching her how to play bass. And they were like a couple months in or whatever, but then his band was going on tour and he needed a bass player. And he's like, hey, you're going on tour with us. And like that's how she got good at bass, was he like forced her to go on tour and play bass for his band. I thought that's a wild story.
Kind of what my fantasies aligned me to. But that's not actually what was happening. And I had a very distorted reality, and I was being used in some ways, and I was using people in some ways, and things got very conflated. And this haunted me for at least 10 years after. There was a lot of me running from this story for a very long time. And it's taken me a lot of therapy to get through it. But that's okay. I was like healing from a lot of stuff. And it's been part of my story, you know? And it's helped me write a lot of songs. I'm very cool with it now. Anyway, so I'm having this like mental distortion, and my girl Holly and I find out that we're having an entanglement And we decide that we're going to form our own band called 26 Seconds. And we open for the Weaver Villains on New Year's.
26. Why was it 26 seconds?
Because we were 26 and we lived, I-26 goes from Weaverville to Asheville. And that's about how long it was going to last, 26 seconds. So I was like, it was a triple whammy.
All right.
And Holly and I still play. Holly and I still write songs. Like, Holly and I are still thick as thieves.
Dude, y'all should bring back 26 seconds. Get the band back together.
Every time we play, she says, all I want is for us to still go on the road together. All I want to do is be your backup. Like, I'm like, Holly, you're the lead singer of the band. Like, whatever. We love playing together. My co-writer and I got in a fight the other night, and he was saying, like, if you would just do this, and I was like, if you were half the fucking player Holly was, I wouldn't have.
Is that the guy I know?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Holly's my soulmate. Platonic life mates. Anyway, so I was not planning on telling the story then. Anyway, so Holly and I do a show. I fucking wreck it. I mean, I lost it. I only sang one song. People booed me off the stage.
What?
It was horrible. I bombed. And then the guy that I was like so certain was the love of my life treated me like shit, like as soon as I got on stage. And I like ended it that night. I was like, I hate you. I never want to talk to you again. I never want to talk to you at brother's wedding. I never want to talk to you at his second wedding. I never want to talk to you again. I hate you. And I left town. And I moved into a trailer next to a lake. And I actually learned to play guitar, kind of. If I still ever know how to play. I don't think I do. And
how'd you find this trailer by the lake?
That was my other best friend's house.
Nice.
And so taught preschool for a couple of years, and was just like learned to be in my own boots and learn to like not need so much validation. I still need a lot of validation, but not so much.
I just remember you talking about those times just like very fondly, and it's almost like a fantasy, like just being able to just like retreat, out to this place and just kind of kick it for a while. You're in your mid-20s. I mean, that sounds fucking awesome.
It was perfect. My godson was out there, and he would like literally bring me like little treats for breakfast. It was the most idyllic time. And I like get Dr. Bronner's and go out into the lake and bathe and then go to work, just perfect. There was a lot of pain to it too. I felt so unloved by my family. I felt so dejected. I felt so hurt. But I deserved it. I did, in a lot of ways. I had told myself a story that wasn't true. And I needed to come to terms with it,
I feel like 99% of pain is self-inflicted.
Yes.
At least from my personal experience. It's always like a consequence of like, of your life, how you're living your life and everything. I mean, of course there's always, freak accidents and, random shit like that. But in general, like life, pain is it, you got to own it.
Yeah. And I still do it all the time.
Oh yeah, me too. Like every day. Yeah, it's like you think you learned something. I like to think I do learn and move and get better, but it's always disheartening when you keep fucking up, like even after you've had like a breakthrough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the hardest lessons are the ones we have to learn over and over and over and over and over and
Yeah.
over.
Yeah. I try not to do too many of those. Young.
Um, I can't believe I just told that story to the internet. It's a lot. It's true though.
Yeah. I don't feel like you went like too deep though. I mean, I feel like there's
Pretty.
a lot of stuff in that you skipped over, which I totally get.
Yeah.
It sounds like you went through some like pretty traumatizing stuff. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
I think everybody sometimes is really looking for that feeling of belongingness, you know, and they'll do like anything to get it. They'll lie to themselves really hard.
A lot of people.
And if they're excluded from that, they'll fight it even harder. So I
What?
think learning to accept rejection is a really powerful place to be. That's what I'm trying to do.
Sure.
You know?
I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, you don't really have anything to prove to anybody, or I don't, anyways. Um, I don't know. You can't get too hung up on like what other people think, like about you, or like what you're doing, or like, unless you're being like a raging asshole, then you should think about it. But like, if you're just living your life doing your thing, and there are people that just don't like, your thing or whatever, or how you pursue it or whatever. I mean, that's really, you know, not their business, and it also shouldn't really concern you either, because you should be busy doing your
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, I think that's true. Um, I think figuring out how your thing is going to manifest in a way that you feel good about is really important.
So after
Yeah.
after living at that lake place, did you have like a boat or anything? You were on the lake.
They did. They had a pontoon that we went out on a couple times. Um, but no, it's really all about swimming in the lake.
Just jumping off
Just
the dock there.
jumping off the dock, hanging out.
Hell yeah!
Yeah, it's just the best.
How long were you there for?
2 years.
Dude, that's dope.
Yeah,
And then after those 2 years, did you move back to Asheville?
I did.
And
I
what
did.
did you do then?
Um, I lived at the farm for a year, wrote more music. In other words, did nothing. And then I got my shit together. Started working at the started working at the jail. Then working at the courthouse.
What'd you do at the jail?
Drug treatment. Jail diversity.
What was that like?
It was great. Um, it was good. And then then I met my ex-husband.
How'd y'all meet?
Some form of Facebook dating.
Okay.
He offered to take me to Dollywood for the day, and I was like, "Yeah,
Nice.
I love that."
And was he like local, like Asheville?
No, he was from West Virginia,
Okay.
and I was like, "Yeah." Um, and he was a gambling man, and I was like, "Danger! I love it. Let's go."
What kind of gambling did he like to do?
Poker.
Nice.
And so he would get these hotel rooms at casinos, and I would just like sit in the room, play guitar, and then I would go play some slots and drink gin and sit behind him at the poker table.
That sounds.
We did that for a couple years.
That sounds like a movie.
Yeah, yeah, it does. And we lived out in Sevierville, and then I guess eventually we got married and moved to Asheville. And
did he work besides playing poker?
He'd be like a waiter or like work at a call center.
So he's a bum.
Yeah. And then as soon as we got married, he stopped working. So that lasted about 10 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, this isn't going to work anymore. So my loving brother came and kicked him out one day while I was at work.
Nice.
It was very nice of him. He's a good brother.
That's fucking crazy, dude. You get married and then he just gives up?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was just a ticket for him to do more gambling. You know, I guess. We had dated for 4 years before we got married, and then immediately it was like he got his ticket to ride, I guess. I don't know. Didn't really work out for him that way. I got some beautiful letters, though. Some beautiful letters.
Like he wrote you letters that were beautiful?
Yeah. Really nice letters.
Okay. So I'm sure
and then
after all that, you're probably at a point in your life where it's like, well, fuck. Like, now what do I do, right?
Well, after that, I was on Craigslist and I answered a letter about this band, Crooked Railroad.
Oh, that's a cool name.
Yeah, so I did that for a little while.
They sound cool. Tell me about them.
Oh man, the cutest boys. The cutest boys. Cutest boys.
Were they like a boy band?
They were a boy band, but like a lot of hair and a lot of denim. And a lot of railroads. Just railroads everywhere. A lot of ladders. A lot of ladders. And I just kind of stood there, like, I think, and strummed. I showed up sometimes. And then what happened there?
Okay, so for those who don't know, Crooked Railroad was a band I was in. We were not a boy band. I don't know where that came from. We were a man band, a band of men. And Carrie. Yeah, dude, that band was awesome. I mean, we were awful. We were awful. Huh? We were awful. It was like our production was really awful, and we never really got the thing to click. But
it should have clicked.
But Mark's songwriting is really good, and it was a lot of fun.
Interview Mark.
Yeah, dude, I haven't talked to him in a couple years. You know, I never actually quit Crooked Railroad. Like, that band is not split up in my eyes.
What's happened to Oliver?
I don't know. I haven't talked to either of them in a couple years. But the way I consider it is we're just on a really, 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 really long tour right now. That's spanning decades.
A tour or a break?
A tour. We're on tour right now. But we only play one show every 5 years. That's our tour. It's like a 75-year tour that we're on right now.
So I'd like to go.
So Crooked Railroad, we're still active, we're still out there. We just work real slow. And hopefully one of us doesn't die, because that would fuck the whole thing up.
Fuck the whole thing up.
Yeah, then I'd have to find a new Mark on Craigslist, and I'd get him to sing all of.
Dude, Mark, you can't replace Mark. He's the
Oh, I
lead singer.
would, dude. They replaced.
You would?
Yeah, dude. And I get the new guy to sing all of Mark's songs.
Mark is a good songwriter.
Yeah.
He came to Nashville once or twice. His health isn't great. That's the thing about Mark.
Still?
He doesn't believe his health is great. I don't know. He cut his hair. I hate that. I hate that.
It grows back sometimes.
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 The older you get, the harder it is.
Yeah, he might be balding. I don't know.
I don't know. I love Mark.
Yeah.
I said I was going to see him when I went to Asheville, and I've been twice and I haven't seen him.
We'll find him.
We'll find him.
So yeah, we
Great
got there for a little bit. But yeah, things never really clicked with Crooked Railroad, even though we tried really hard. But like, I don't know. It just didn't. We never had just like the right sound, and it just never.
I felt like the live performances were always good.
We were getting better, is the thing. Is like we got together every single week for like 2 years. I feel like something like that, like every week doing it, and his new songs were like really awesome. Dude, Muff Pie to this day is my favorite song that I play on guitar, because it's in the key of E, and E is just like really easy to go hard on. And
Yeah.
And dude, I have like 20 different versions of Muff Pie that I play like in my living room, where I go fucking hard as fuck on that shit. I love Muff.
Is the biggest question. And that's really where the interview needs to turn towards you.
What's that?
Why aren't you out there as a soloist? Because you're talented. You've got all the skills. You could be a one-man any day of the week.
You know, I'm working on a track right now.
What is it?
It's a working title, but right now I'm calling it Ninja Monkey. And it's based on a true story. It's based on a true story about my life.
Sounds great.
I'm really excited about it. I've put like 20 hours into it in the last like 3 days. I'm exhausted, and I'm only like probably not even like a quarter of the way through where I want it to be. But I'm super excited about Ninja Monkey. Dude, when I was in Nashville, so we lived together in Nashville for 2 years. And dude, when I was there, I wrote like half an album.
Yeah.
And then I just like buried it and never played it again.
Yeah.
That was when I was really like trying to get like good at guitar, which I never did. But
yeah, you did.
Nah, but I was getting more comfortable with like scales and playing chords and stuff, and I would just be like jamming, and then I'd just start playing something, and I'd just like it. I was like, oh, I fucking love that riff. And then I just started writing shit down. And next thing I knew, I had like 6 or 7, 8 songs. Like, they were never complete songs, though. I don't think I really finished any of them. But they're all like 60, 70% complete, like, ideas.
Well, that's what it means to be an artist, I feel like, is to finish the 40%. Like, that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part. That's why I keep nubbing around.
Have you guys recorded anything recently?
So we're working on Shitty Christmas. And it's fucking tearing us apart.
How Christmas? Well, I guess it is shitty Christmas, so yeah, I guess that makes sense. Are y'all trying to
Yeah,
get out by Christmas?
I wanted it done by Christmas. We still have time. It's September.
Yeah.
We need a drummer, so you want to come visit? Let me know.
I don't think you want me as a drummer. I don't think.
You're the only drummer I want. There's plenty of people around, but I just don't like them. Um, it's not that I don't like them. The idea of bringing someone in I don't know is grueling.
The problem with
Um,
me though is I haven't played in so long that I might have lost it. Um,
you know,
Also, my kit is like a super old, like piece of shit kit. Like to get a good sound out of it, I think would be like really challenging. So you're already dealing with like a rusty old guy that doesn't know what he's doing, and then you
I
add,
mean, I could rent a space for $100 that has 7 drums in it today.
oh, they have like kits that are like pre-tuned and ready to go and shit.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I'm down to try. I'm just saying, don't get your hopes up because I'm not. I don't think I'm the caliber.
hopes are here. My hopes are all the way up here.
Yeah, see, I'm like way down here. I'm
I don't
at,
care.
you know
I need
the
a
song
vibe.
that you turned me onto this song. I remember it came on one time. And I was like, this song's fucking stupid. And you're like, what are you talking about? This song's a fucking anthem, and it's I got friends in low places where the liquor flows and the I don't know the words.
You don't know that song, you're lying.
No, I know the song. I just don't know all the words. Who does that? Is that Garth Brooks?
Yeah, Garth Brooks says, and I went to do a karaoke, and I was like, man, I was deep in the pocket there. That was different. And they were like, yeah, that's a Sturgill Simpson song, and I was like, eat it, eat, eat it. That is not a Sturgill Simpson song.
Anyways, I'm your friend. I'm in low play. I'm the gutter guy.
You're the gutter dog. I'll take you. That's fine. I don't care. You're a great
But
drummer.
I mean, shit, dude. Just an excuse to come out to Nashville. I mean, that'd be cool. Come
That'd
see
be
you.
great. I would love it.
Yeah, it's
I
been a
would
couple
love it.
years.
Oh, it has not changed except for 200 people move here a day.
That's a change. Over years. Oh man.
I like it because it's like um, I've been getting back out there and it's just all new faces. It's like I didn't even fuck up or miss a beat. It's like it's great.
Yeah, I live
Um,
in a small town where I don't know. It just kind of sucks to like where everyone kind of knows everyone. You know?
yeah, I've been there. I've lived
Yeah.
in that
I
town.
mean, Asheville is very much like that, or at least it was back in the day.
I was in Asheville this weekend and oh, it's just so painful.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like I can't. I cannot. And it's not even that I know these people. It's just that I know these people. It's like they're all archetypes of a
Right.
person that I know.
Right.
Um, and I don't hold any ill will. I just don't want to get to know them. You know? I did meet one really cool guy who's a bass player and he seemed really, really cool. Um, but that was it. I
Nice.
was like, you should move to Nashville.
Dude, I loved Nashville. That's such a great town.
I
Uh,
know.
God,
I
it's
do
it's
too.
it's it's such a great place to live.
That's why I'm thinking that like Ashland City, it seems like a smaller pocket of Nashville, just like a little micro community of Nashville. And then I can go into Nashville whenever I want.
Yeah,
Knock it out.
I was looking at land in Ashland City.
I've looked at the land to like maybe do a tiny house. You can buy a tiny house through Walmart now for $7,000.
For real?
For real.
That's
I'm seriously considering it.
$7,000.
$7,000. I have $7,000. Like,
Sure. I mean, it's got to be like a shack, though, right? I mean, that's got to be like
it's 2 stories.
2 stories.
Look it up.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look it up.
You should start watching my Instagram stories.
Yeah.
Come to you with facts.
Instagram. All right, Walmart. I'm gonna do buy Walmart tiny house. See what that do. God damn. I see one for like $8,700, which is reasonable.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I'm seeing some on here. I mean, this seems like too good to be true, but I'm seeing one cozy tiny home for $1,000. And look at this little.
I mean, I don't know what the insulation is on that, but come on.
But for $1,000.
Yeah, I'll put insulation in it.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's the picture of the inside.
Yeah.
I feel like they make it look way nicer than it actually is, but that's insane.
I'm sure they do, but I could build a house over time and live in that.
Damn.
It's definitely big enough for my art studio.
So I guess it's all about like finding out how to like you'd have to buy like some land and figure out how to like hook up like the plumbing and electric and all that shit would I guess be the challenge, but totally doable if you get a lot somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I imagine these buildings are like generally up to code.
They have to be. They couldn't sell them, right?
That's what I'm thinking. You might be onto something.
I'm pretty smart. Don't tell nobody.
Dude, you should get you one of these down by the lake.
Well, I'm very much thinking about doing it on the river where I can kayak in.
Oh, dude.
You know?
Yeah, you can just like kayak right into Nashville, just roll right up to the stadium there.
Uber back.
Watch the Titans
Hold on
lose.
just a second. Yeah, I'm very much in a enjoy my life phase.
Nice. Yeah, you're in a great town, man. I mean, shit, you got your own place. You got your own thing going on. You're making music.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. I'm happy for you.
Yeah. Happy for myself, honestly. It's all working out really well.
I like your art that you have in the background there.
Thanks. I've had these a really long time, but I'm glad to have them up, popping.
It's a nice aesthetic.
Yeah. What's the piece you've got going on in the back?
Oh my god. I love this thing. I bought this at the weed store.
Yeah.
And I don't even know if they were like trying to sell their paintings. I don't really think they were. I had to like ask the dude, and he had to like call the guy that painted it. I don't know how well you can see that. He's a squirrel smoking a bong in like space, and like his third eye. His third eye is like opening up.
I love it. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So
I really thought it was.
I just moved in. Huh?
I really thought it was a naked woman, but it's just a squirrel.
No, he's a squirrel. Yeah, I don't think this is a very good camera, so you know. But yeah, I just moved into this place, and on like the first day or so of like me moving in, you know, have had boxes everywhere, and I was just tired and just overwhelmed with like the whole process, and I had like unpacked a bunch of shit and unloaded all the cart, and like I had like a full, you know, day or two, and I was just like fucking exhausted. And I opened up like this last box, and it was the squirrel was sitting on top of everything in that box, and I was like, Oh, thank God. My fucking squirrel. And so this is the first piece that I put up in here, and that like put me at peace for like the night because I was like completely overwhelmed. But then I found my squirrel, and I was like,
That's
it's all
great.
good.
I like the Red Velvet Curtains too. Very Lucinda Williams.
Oh yeah, I just picked these up just because I needed some. They're
Oh, they're perfect.
nice. Yeah.
Have you heard that song? You should play that song now that you're living there.
Now that
Fruits My Lake. You should learn it.
I don't know if I know that song. You said it's called "Now That You're Living There."
No, it's called Fruits of My Labor.
Fruits of My Labor. By who?
Oh, so good. Lucinda Williams.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't we
so
see
good.
her at the Ray Wiley Hubbard show in Nashville? Didn't she show up?
I would have lost my goddamn mind if she had. I would remember that.
I think she came
She's
on
not.
stage at the end. At the end of the show, he had a bunch of people come up on stage with him.
No, that wasn't her. I would have absolutely lost my mind.
It was though. She had like short white hair.
I don't think you understand the level to which I would have lost my breath and my brain would have broken in half.
Were you at that Ray Wiley Hubbard show with me? I
Yes,
feel
I
like
was there with you. I
yeah,
was
we
with
went
you.
together, right?
Yeah, we did. Um, yeah, we did.
Yeah,
No,
she
my
was
brain would
definitely.
have.
Maybe your brain did break, and that's why you don't remember.
You had to pick it up off the floor and have surgery.
Yeah, she came out for like the last, like I feel like it was like the last song, and then after that, a bunch of other people got up on stage too, and they all just like jammed out for a minute. It was really cool.
Um, that didn't happen.
It did happen. You were there.
Then I have actually died before, and I don't
Yes.
remember it.
Well, because I specifically remember because I never mind.
You what?
Nothing.
What?
I'm not a fan of Lucinda Williams. I've never like dug into her music. So when she went up on stage, you were the one that pointed out that's who it was, and I specifically remember being very underwhelmed.
It's really like you're talking about my mama. It's like that offensive.
I'm just telling you how I remember it. Is all. I'm sure she's a fantastic artist, and I bet if I listened to her stuff and gave her like a real chance, I would love it. But I never did, so shame on me for that. I'm sure she's great. But you saw her at the Ray
Like,
Wiley
if you
show,
think
and it blew
you
your mind.
can't like Crooked Railroad and not like Lucinda Williams.
Yeah, but I also hate Crooked Railroad as well. So
The only reason I can entertain Crooked Railroad is because I love Lucinda Williams.
yeah,
It's
well, no,
gravel. It's dirty. It's like
right. Yeah, like I said, if I
you know.
gave her a chance and really dug into her stuff, I'm sure.
You should start with that album, Fruits of My Labor. And those Red Velvet Curtains, it's very much starting over. It's very much Genesis.
How is that?
It's giving Fruits of My Labor.
Red curtains?
Yeah. Red Velvet Curtains. Yeah.
Does that have something to do with the album, or are you talking about like some symbolic stuff?
It has to do with the album and symbolic. It's just
Oh,
all very, it all works. Working.
so red curtains is like a new beginning.
Yeah. It is.
Well, that's
Yeah.
appropriate because I bought these for my new place.
See how I've been living. Red Velvet Curtains on the windows too. It's weird.
Oh well, I don't think these are velvet though.
Well, they look crushed velvet.
I think it's just like polyester.
Yeah, don't break my My stride. Okay?
I've got them red polyester curtains.
I don't like it. I don't like it anymore. You don't deserve the accolade.
They're Chinese, handcrafted, finest quality.
It's from China.
Dude, that's from across the world, man. That's crazy.
China. Ugh. Man.
So you're doing good, man.
Well,
You're kicking it out in Nashville.
great time. Making good money. Having fun.
I want to hear. I want to hear some of your music.
Yeah. Yeah.
When's Carrie Knight going on tour?
That's up to Nevin right now. We're like having this big debate about whether or not to start a band.
Haven't you
He
been
thinks
debating this for like 6 years now?
he thinks I'm still not ready. And when I retell that story about 26 seconds, I think I'm not ready. And that was in 2008, so
Oh wow.
maybe he's right. I really made an ass out of myself that night.
Yeah, but can you really hold yourself back for something now, for something that happened so long ago?
It was horrible. It was horrible.
This kind of reminds me of stand-up comedy. Whenever you talk, or whenever comics talk to each other, they always talk about bombing,
Yeah, I did bomb. I bombed. I bit it.
and they always say it's the absolute worst feeling in the world. Like you want to die. Just so fucking awful, embarrassing. Like what the fuck? Like never gonna do this. Like just ashamed, embarrassed. Like don't the worst of the worst. Like worst thing like ever. But the guys
Yeah.
that stick with it, what they say is, but I love doing stand up and comedy so much that I forced myself to like go back. And to them, the laughs that they eventually did get provided such a levitating, elevating feeling
Yeah.
that it was worth bombing every now and then, which is inevitable as a comic. Like if you're on the road, you know, you're gonna bomb from time to time. I mean, you can just go to a town,
Yeah.
or it can literally just be a bad crowd, and you could have a good set, and they can just, you know. But
Yeah.
they
I
say it's a
mean,
passion that you have to like, you just have to keep going, and that's the only way you get better.
I do. I've seen myself get 3 standing ovations. I've seen myself have nights like I had with Crooked Railroad where I would just open for Crooked Railroad. I never actually played with Crooked Railroad, and those nights weren't great. I don't know. I don't know where it's gonna go. I think I need to focus right now on recordings. I think that like if I get some solid recordings, that's a good bet for me. I think I need to rely on other people's musicianship and my singingship right now. Like, we'll see.
I'm excited for you, man. I want to hear it.
I've written some good songs. I am a good singer. I'm not a great instrumentalist.
But you're a fantastic songwriter.
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I got some feels.
Do you have any of your like old recordings up?
No, I took them all down because this guy and I almost got married at the beginning of the year, and he didn't like them, and so I took them all down for whatever reason.
Wait, you mean the guy that you're writing the music with? You almost married him?
No, not Nubbins. Another guy.
P Dog.
No, not P Dog.
Oh,
Another
another
guy.
guy.
Yeah. Um.
So you're seeing somebody and you showed him your music and he said he didn't like it?
Yeah, and I was really, really really set on having a baby at that time. I was like, I have to have a baby. I have to have a baby. And so I just was like, it's fine. It's not that important to me. I'll take it all down. And
What didn't he
I
like
did.
about it?
He really hated the Devil Woman's Blues. I had this song up called the Devil Woman's Blues. It really bothered him. Um,
Was he like
and
a
it's
controlling
fine because
type?
after that, huh?
Was he like a controlling type?
No, he was just in his Christianity, I think. And I could see that, I guess. But it's fine. I put up Playgirl. So that's on the internet now.
Sweet. I'll listen to it. I love your music. One of the one of my favorite recordings that you sent me, gosh, I don't know, like 7 years ago or something, is a version of "Keep On Keeping On" where you had a piano player.
Yeah.
That
Should
shit was
get that
amazing.
I do love that song. That's one I should probably just do an acoustic of me doing. Because I can't actually play that song. Thanks for reminding me.
It's an awesome song. I love it. And that recording, I specifically love the piano on there. Was like really.
Oh yeah, it was Shane Adams from Berkeley. Yeah, he's a great pianist. Thanks for reminding me of that. I love that song.
Yeah.
Well, you're a great musician, and I'm glad you're out of retirement.
Eh, you know. Well, the song I'm working on now is it's like it's more like digital music. Like I'm not playing any real instruments on it. But I do rap
Wait,
over.
whoa. You're doing digital music?
Yeah, I'm rapping over a fucking.
This
Yeah,
is fantastic news.
yeah, dude,
I'm so
I got a hot beat, and the inspiration hit me, and I'm going for it. Ninja Monkey.
What are you doing this digital music on your computer?
Yeah, so actually, the last guy I talked to, he told me about this website. Fuck, I forget what it's called. It's really fucking cool. You should actually check it out. It's called bandlab.com. And it's all on your browser. You don't have to download anything. And it's a full like multi-track, like you can do beats and instruments and like the whole recording thing. You can record with a microphone, you can plug in instruments, you can plug in your MIDI shit. It's all done. So it's like basically like a simple I don't know, it's a great fucking program, and I started fucking around with it, and it's a lot of fun. It's cool.
I love this. So
Yeah.
excited.
My only
Oh,
concern
you
is
have to
that,
send it to me ASAP.
well, my main concern is that Ninja Monkey is going to be so good that no one will want to listen to anything else that I make after that. Like it's going to be
No, that's not how it works.
it's going to be such a mega hit that I'm only going to be known for Ninja Monkey, and that's all anyone's going to want to hear me play. And then I'll be putting out all these records for decades to come, and everyone's just going to be like, play Ninja Monkey, play Ninja Monkey. I'm going to be like, listen, y'all, I'm deeper than that. All right?
Matthew Wilder still makes a lot of money doing other things. You know, go look that up.
I'm just saying, it's so damn good that
I'm so excited, and now you're gonna be so wealthy off of Ninja Monkey that
yeah.
you can play drums for me anytime. You can fly here.
You're going to be waiting a while because I am notorious for not finishing projects.
Pull the string. Just make it happen. Hit send.
Well,
Upload it to me.
It's extra challenging for me as well because I'm working a lot, and also I'm starting a next semester of night class with Sam Brown of the Whitest Kids You Know.
Yeah, I think that's great. That's what
It
I
is-
thought you were doing. I thought you were too busy for this interview because you were going to be getting your PhD tomorrow.
No, I graduated last week, but then the first class of production class. So this production class, I actually have to like produce like shit. So it's gonna take a lot of time, I imagine, and that's gonna be over 8 weeks. So I'm really excited for it, but I'm also really nervous because this last class I took was like way more work than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
Like having to sit down and like write a script every week is like really intense, and having a deadline and like
Yeah.
it's like it's an
How long?
enjoyable experience, but I also like really fucking hate it at the same time. Like this it's not how I live my life usually. Is having like a project due at a deadline. That's just not something I'm used to having. So
It's healthy.
it's a challenge for sure.
It's healthy.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be great. I mean, it's school. I'm learning from it. And honestly, my favorite thing for the whole thing, even though it's a pain in the ass, um, having to do something every week, I've developed that habit now, and
Yeah.
now I'm more productive in other aspects of my life. So just having something
Yes.
that kind of
Yes.
structure, constantly working, um, it.
I feel like you always craved this. Like when we were living together, you were trying to make yourself learn Spanish, right? Like you were trying to have
Oh yeah,
Spanish time.
yeah.
Yeah. So do you find that you are a crammer where you like cram in your script writing time, or are you a daily dose person?
Mostly crammer. It was mostly like the last, like the day of the class. I would have like a
Yeah.
good 5 or 6 hour window, and so I'd have
Uh-huh.
plenty of time to do all that. But leading up to that time, I would have been like kicking around ideas in my head and stuff. So it's not like I'm going into it. I mean, there were a couple times I went into it completely blank just because I didn't have any good ideas, I thought. But
Yeah.
for the most part, there were things that I had in my head. I got in the habit of carrying a notebook around so that if I had
Yeah.
an idea, I'd write it down.
Yeah.
Um, so while I did, and again, I had like a good 5 or 6 hours before the classes, so I allowed myself plenty of time to kind of mold it into something like tangible. What's funny though is you could see the other students like when they upload their documents, and 90% of them were in the last hour of it like being due. So you would have all week to turn it in, and you would see everyone like an hour before class. There would maybe be like one posted, but then throughout that hour, you'd see people uploading their shit. So everybody did that.
Do you flip the script sometimes?
What do you mean?
Like, I think you did just say this, but like, you'll have it like something completely outlined, and then you'll sit down to do it, and it'll be something completely different than what you thought.
Yeah, I've had a couple scripts that I started with an idea, and then I had another idea that I thought was better, and I'd pursue that. That's just kind of like natural writing process. And also with a lot of these, like the whole idea is if you actually wanted to produce a sketch, these are all just rough drafts. Like, so none of it is final, really. If you really want to polish it up and have a good sketch, you've got to rewrite it. I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times. I don't know how many, but you've got to constantly be going back, and every time you go back and rewrite it, you might have a totally different idea, or you can fine tune the ideas that ideally that you have, but you never know what's going to hit you. Um, it's interesting. It's an interesting process.
What do you think about the strike?
What I think about what?
The writers' strike, and then doing this at the same time.
I haven't really been following the writer's strike much, and I'm not doing this to get like a job.
No,
Writing.
I think you. Yeah, I'm not
This
saying
this
that.
is just like a hobby for me, or kind of like I said, kind of bettering my life, education, that type of stuff. Um, I feel like yeah, if they're not getting compensated enough, they're putting all the work in and not getting. Yeah, I mean they should get compensated fairly. Dude, the voice actor I was talking to the other night, he's broke. He's broke as shit, and he's been in like 50 different animes. He's like an
What
accomplished.
character did you say he played?
What?
What character did you say he played?
I think it was Cider or Cinder. You can look him up.
Exactly.
He's been in a bunch of shit. His name's Jack Reeder, Reeder, and he's
I'm definitely gonna watch it.
yeah, he's good too, man.
Oh, okay.
He's an extremely talented dude. But yeah, he's got a full resume. He's been doing it for like I think he said like 7, 8 years or something like that. And
Yeah.
he said that voice actors just don't get paid that much. It's not like a
No, they really, really don't.
I mean, I guess it's
How did you?
different from being a writer, but it's something that you don't really think about. Like you hear this and you would think that they would, you know, have like a decent career and, but so hearing someone talk about, being in all these mainstream shows and still being like broke as shit is like really disheartening.
No, did you watch? There's a new documentary out on Michael J. Fox, and they talk about like how destitute he was, like leading up to his big break, and they really like how his situation is crazy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, and uh, just like how Parkinson's has like really wrecked him now. He's so interesting. He calls himself the cockroach.
Why?
He's very cool. Because he can just recover from anything, he says. He'll just be walking down the street and completely collapse and has to get up.
Ugh.
Yeah, because it was Parkinson's. Yeah, it's bad. And when he was doing Spin City, he was like so addicted to the Parkinson's medication because he just wanted the show to keep going on. He's a very fascinating person. A real cockroach. Can't kill him. Can't keep him down.
Something will eventually.
Well, something gets us all in the end.
That's what they say.
Nobody's come out of here alive.
Carrie, what do you see for yourself for the next like 5 years?
Bliss.
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 Just kicking, playing some music.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be bliss. I mean, something horrible could happen, but I'll just keep
Do you have any like
striving.
plans, goals, any like specific like things that you want to? Well, you mentioned that you want to get a house, right?
Yeah, I want to get a house. Like to get an album.
You said an album, like put out an album.
Yeah, I'd like to do a full album.
Do you know what you would call the record? Do you have an idea of like? Do you have like a concept already?
I mean, I know what songs I want on it. Um, I think some of them may or not have been written, but I'd like to get my first album done. I was really, really. My friend Holly that I was telling you about earlier, I was really, really having a moment. You know, I don't get really, really inebriated that often, but I did get inebriated after this moment, at a moment, and I wrote this letter and to her, and then I made this video, and it said something. I misspelled something, and I said I'm really sad that I can't spell this word, and that I don't have it. So I'm obviously like trying to figure out. Those are the two things I was really sad about. It was the day after this guy had sent me this text that basically said he was too busy to see me, and I was like, I liked him a lot. So you know, I want to like keep cruising. I'm just having a good time. Like
Nice.
I don't. I'm just chilling.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I'm excited for the
whatever.
and the world tour to follow.
If so, I'm excited to see who produces it. If the guy I want to produce it, I actually develop a relationship with and can get to produce it. Like if I can actually get someone to print it. Like if I, all those things, that's what I'm actually interested in right now. The rest, it's just not that serious anymore. Here's the thing. I have missed every milestone I've ever set for myself. I have failed at every goal I've ever set. I have literally accomplished nothing I've set out to do. So who gives a fuck?
That can't be true.
It pretty much is. I mean, it pretty much is. I'm the John Wick of romance. I cannot succeed. Like I am over setting deadlines for myself. I cannot. Right. I don't. I'm free falling.
free balling.
Free falling.
No, I'm just like.
Free ballers welcome, but I'm free falling.
I think not setting deadlines for yourself is good. It can be healthy.
Yeah.
And also, like, you know, you make long-term plans and things change. Situations change. Yeah. There's the million things that I've set out to do, and, you know, life just chooses a different trajectory, and that's just the way shit goes.
Yeah. I think the more I hold on to something, the more I spin out. It doesn't work for me.
Yeah, and also, like, keep in mind, like, we're in this for the long game, man. Like, we each got at least another 100 years to go on this motherfucker. So, like,
I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah,
I just started really enjoying myself. So
you're gonna live longer than me, though. So you're gonna have to bury my ass. So you'll have to.
You're younger than me.
Yeah, but you got good genes. You said your grandma, your great grandma, lived to be like 106.
Yeah, but my maternal grandmother, only lived to be like 67. So it's anybody's game.
Game on.
How old did your grandpa live?
All of my grandparents are dead, and have been dead for a long time.
Well.
My grandfathers, they were both dead before I was born. And then the grandmothers, they were both dead by the time I was like 20, I think. So
wow.
In like their 60s, I think.
Was it violence or?
I don't know. I think one of them got like cancer or something, and then the other one, I think she was just like getting old, and I think she like fell and broke her hip, and she just had complications from that eventually she just like deteriorated and eventually died.
Yeah, you've got to watch that joint health. That's something that you have to watch.
Yeah, I'll be fine. I'm training right now to dunk a basketball.
Oh yeah. I love that for you. I love that journey for you.
I'm gonna do it. Well, I'm also gonna shatter my body in the process, but
let's avoid that.
I mean,
let's avoid the shattering.
Have you seen that Tom Segura video where he tries to dunk a basketball and he breaks his body?
Oh, sounds great though. I love him.
Oh my god, it's a nightmare. He was doing like a promotion for like Two Bears One Cave, and he went up to dunk a basketball because that was like, you know, what they were doing. They're out on the court, and as he goes up, he puts all of his weight on one of his legs, and his leg just snaps from under him, and so he falls backwards. And as he's falling backwards, he reaches his arm out like that, and it snaps like back behind his back, and he's just like laying on the ground, like his arms all tucked behind his back. And he's just like, it's all on video, dude. It's fucking hardcore as shit. And he had to get like metal plates put in, and he was like fucked up. Like he destroyed his body.
No.
So that's my future.
No.
At least I'm being realistic, but I'm trying.
I don't think that's realistic. I think that's pessimistic. And I think that your body is probably a bit more agile than Tom Segura's.
Yeah, he is. He's got like 100 pounds on me, I feel like, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that.
Probably a lot less flexibility.
And he's older than me as well.
Yeah, he's like, what, 50?
Yeah, something like
He's great though. He's pretty funny.
But no, I've come a long way with my health. Um, I changed my diet. I've been on a gluten-free diet for like a couple years. I don't really do dairy anymore either. Cut back on drinking like pretty much entirely.
Right?
Um, and just like exercising and staying active and stuff and doing the stretches, yoga, all that bullshit. I feel great.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I fucking did it.
Happy for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was in pain for years there, and I can still feel it, but it ain't nothing like it was.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. My big thing's been lifting weights. I've been lifting weights for a couple years now, and that's been
Nice.
great. Yeah. So I'm a lot stronger than I used to be. I don't feel things like I used to. Um, the thing is, like, you can't go a couple months without. You can't go, just can't stop.
Right.
It's like that part I don't like. I want to feel like take time off. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you take time off, you have to start all over.
Yeah, I've taken off like the last week just because I haven't been feeling super well and just kind of burnout in general. But I'm feeling my energy coming back, and the next day or so, I'll start getting back into it, like a daily type thing.
Yeah.
So you can take small breaks, but you gotta jump back into
It sucks. It's
it.
like being part of a cult.
Well, that's why I like basketball so much is I can just like I can go up to the basketball court after work and it doesn't really feel like a workout because I'm doing something that I like doing, you know?
Yeah, I want something like that.
There's
I like kayak.
there's a bunch of people up at the park. They all play pickleball. You ever thought?
That's a new thing. That's what I'd like to get into, I guess, because I like tennis. So I think that like that'd be a good transition.
Yeah, it's a great exercise. A lot of running.
It seems like everybody that's doing it's too young and cool. I'm like, I don't fit in here.
Not out here.
Not out here.
No way.
Just a bunch of
Pickleball is
rednecks.
very much like a 40s to like 60s sport out here.
Oh, I need to find that girl.
But there's a handful of young people that do it, and like you said, you're in a much more hip area with a lot more people and stuff. So yeah, dude,
Yeah.
catch up with some fucking young guns, whoop their asses, pickleball, poon them, dude.
No, they'd whip my ass. They'd absolutely eat me for dinner.
Maybe at first, but you get out there, you practice, you get good.
It's not really something I'm great at, getting good.
It's got practice, got to put the time in, and also like I said, it's more about having fun, maybe find
I do like that. That's something I'm great at.
yeah, and it's something that you have to have other people to do, so it could be a good way to get out and hang out with people.
Maybe we could get the girls into it. Oh, girls group.
Yeah,
Yeah. That'd be fun.
hell yeah, Carrie. Well,
Yeah,
it's getting kind of late here.
it's been a good hang.
This has been awesome.
You're the best.
We haven't talked in a pretty long time, I feel like, and this was good. It's good seeing you again.
You're the best.
Hey, yeah,
You're all right.
you're the best.
Don't let it go to your head.
You're the best. Carrie fucking Knight, the legend.
The myth.
They will be singing songs about you. No, they'll be singing your songs for eons to come.
I don't know about. I don't think I'm that. I think it's the personality. I think it's a.
It'll
I don't think they'll be
great forever. And
songs.
that's why, dude, this show is called Eternal Echoes because everything we do, it eternally echoes out into the universe forever.
Wow, that's deep.
hmm What you do matters.
What you do matters.
We're all here, man. We're all here.
You matter. You matter. You
We
matter.
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 All right, I'm gonna cut the stream. This has been awesome, Carrie. I really really appreciate you. Oh, before I cut it, do you want me to link anything? Do you want me to link your there any nothing? Your art?
You're good. You can link Playgirl if you want.
Cool. I'll find it and I'll put it in the description there. Everyone, listen to Carrie Knight. She's trying to put out a record. It's gonna be fucking awesome. She's a brilliant songwriter. It's gonna be fucking great. She's probably gonna make me play on it, and go support that. Go support that when that happens. Which coming at you quick within the next couple years, maybe.